So welcome to the spoilers discussion of The Curse of Llorona.
And I think let's just get out with the biggest spoiler we could even reveal, which
we didn't
to be honest, we did not even know this till this morning. This is Friday of the release week for this film, and they came out. And I guess apparently this has been acknowledged to the public for a month or two. Because I saw the article for this. It was like mid-March. I don't know how I did not notice this, but
I don't know how
this
we didn't
this
know.
film is in the continuity of the Conjuring universe, which is really this really bumped up my hype for this film. Really, it was right after I just watched some reviews by the big time reviewers like Jeremy, Chris, and a couple others, and Rotten Tomatoes, which were all really low and saying like it wasn't a good movie. I'm like, gosh darn it! I was hoping the trailer looked really good. I was hoping for a good, because I don't want to spend money for a bad movie.
Yeah.
But then when I heard it was the Conjuring universe, I was going to go see it no matter what, because I mean,
Seriously.
It's a great universe, and they wouldn't just stick in a horrible movie in this universe for the heck of it. And the connection,
the universe.
yeah. And the connection to the
Llorona's checking the rooms.
The connection to the Conjuring universe was a really slight one. And there's a lot of people complaining about it. I like having the connections in these movies. I like having the connected worlds. And they do a great job with it. It wasn't like shoehorned in. I thought it was...
It really wasn't integral into the movie.
It actually made sense.
You didn't need to know to watch this movie at all.
And also because it's when the main lead... I don't know the names of the characters that you just don't know. Yeah. But the main mom of the two kids is talking to the father, someone from the first Annabelle movie. And he said... Because she's asking about the curse of La Llorona. Like, have you heard of her? And he says, I have heard of her. She was a folklore story from when I was a kid, but after I worked with this doll, and they show a little flashback of him holding Annabelle, and like how he was possessed, and he saw all this real demonic stuff. He's like, now I believe in stuff. Like he was possessed. So that was his only scene. He maybe was in it twice, and I thought that was a great connection into the universe, and that's all you needed, because this doesn't need to be. You didn't need to see. I wanted to see Ed and Lorraine maybe pop in there. That would have taken away from them in this film, but. That was the biggest spoiler right there, I thought, is that this is part of the Conjuring universe.
Yeah, so basically I think the parts as far as, like, the scary parts we really couldn't talk about is, like, in the very beginning, the first 2 seconds is when La Llorona is actually, obviously the
backstory.
The backstory. Drowning his kids, but it's creepy because she's drowning one of her kids, and then, like, her head, even, this is what I was talking about earlier, when she looks up to the other kid, it's like, she's even creepy then. And she's not even a demon yet, but she is evil there, obviously drowning her kids. She looks up to the other kid, and that was still a creepy shot. She was still a person there. So that's why I was saying, even from the beginning, she's creepy. And then the shot where she's walking later, and her head turns, she's in the house, and she's really creepy throughout this movie. And... like, obviously the umbrella scene was good. Oh, scenes like that. But she was really creepy in any of those scenes.
Yeah, I guess the umbrella scene, I think, was probably one of the better, really unique ways. It wasn't like your standard horror film. I've never seen any other film like that with when she was flashing the umbrella up and down.
Yeah, that was definitely unique.
I mean, and also just you're mixing 2 fears together, a demon and drowning. I think we all are afraid of both those things. Yeah. Those scenes, like the scene when you saw in the trailer, when the little girl doesn't realize it's the demon or the La Llorona washing her hair, she's held under the water, which is kind of, that's always just, you're always a little more nervous. So you don't want to see someone drown, because you don't want to drown either. I thought that was a really good, like, horror element to the film, and they utilized it a few times. I mean, because that's how she killed her victims.
Yeah. You know, as far as spoilers go, I really don't know how many spoilers, other than actually how she died. Well, actually, so, A Knocks in the Moon, this girl right here, is the girl who originally had the kids in the beginning of the movie, and then they get killed, and then she actually wants revenge on the other girl. It was definitely an interesting twist, because she basically was like, you took my kids, basically, from what she did, so she wanted to go take their kids. It was definitely an interesting twist on the movie, because you thought it was actually La Llorona walking in, and then she steps over the seeds that they put in the house to keep La Llorona out. How did she step over it? And then you find out it's actually her. That was a really interesting, like, it was like, oh my gosh, how's she doing that?
Her character was, what you saw in the beginning, it was kind of like a child care services, the main girl of the main family. She went to this house, she sees the 2 kids, like, locked in a closet, and she thinks that she's, like, abusing them and, like, keeping them hidden, when she was really trying to protect her kids from La Llorona, and she was really ticked off for her getting pulled away, and then her kids die that night because they're not protected by anything, and she thinks that that's her fault by taking her away from her kids when she killed the kids. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But that kind of is how I could sum that up. And like for these movies, like, I know we usually try to talk about the best horror scenes. Really, we talked about the umbrella scene. We talked about the beginning scene. The car scene we don't need to talk about. You saw that in the trailer. There's nothing more. It
kind of stinks though they showed that, because I still thought that was still such an effective scene. That was still so creepy, and I really wish they would have saved that.
They did cut it a little. They cut it a little bit differently. Like that first scene, I thought she was at the end, but it was actually before that happened.
Yeah, because even seeing that shot, just where she's crying and then she looks up, this is so creepy. But I wish we wouldn't have seen that. So when they showed that as the sneak peek, they definitely were showing that, because that was one of the better scenes.
I guess another big spoiler we talk about is this character here. I'm not sure what his name is, but he was a really funny and good addition to this film. I thought he did a great job in this film. I've loved every second of him on screen. He had some great lines, one-liners, some great moves, and
he was the best character.
Yeah.
In this Conjuring universe, I'm willing to put him up there at the top of the best characters ever.
I would love it. Honestly, I hope he's around during the time period of The Conjuring 3. I'd love to see a team of those two, Ed and Lorraine Warren, with him going into battle
against the Ram. It's perfect. They need everyone they've got.
If they could do that, that'd be awesome. The last 20 minutes of the film, there's a lot of really. It's just a lot of crazy stuff happens. I liked the music. They were getting prepared to fight back.
Yeah, they were fighting back.
Which is kind of a big message I was going to say at the end, but I'll say it now. They were able to fight back against the demon. You're not just getting whipped around like Annabelle Creation, which it worked well with horror, but there was no hope. You have to have hope of beating the thing to have, I don't know, it just helps keep a little more, I don't know what word I'm thinking of here, but
to have a good movie, you don't just want to see people get just tortured the whole time and then just
no
lose.
Fighting back.
It's you don't even have a chance. It's when the Avengers are fighting Thanos, they at least have a chance. Thanos actually does win in Infinity War, but just like any movie, you have to have a chance. Okay, you have to try to do this, try to do that. But
last 20 minutes, there's a lot of really cool scenes. When they're ready to go, they have all these candles lit, and then you hear her upstairs. And I don't know how this guy, he said he's never seen her, but he knows everything. He's she's looking, and she's tripping over stuff and moving stuff around. I don't know why she wouldn't know. Why would she start from upstairs? She knows where they are.
You know what though? Yeah, as much as that might not make sense, that was a cool scene though.
With the candles.
That was just how she was searching for him. That was actually kind of cool. That was something that isn't just a jump scare. It was kind of creepy to think. It's kind of like in Signs. You know Signs, how you hear the alien on the roof? You hear him, and it was kind of like that. Except obviously she's a demon, so she would have known.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that whole scene, because you hear her, and she's searching the rooms. It's really creepy to think that she's looking for each of the kids. And then you see the stairs. You hear the stairs creak, and then you're waiting for it to come down. Then it gets dark, and they see the dark stairs. That was a really good scene.
I thought it was funny because he said all the candles, the flame will decide how steady and calm and protected we are. And then she yells, and all the candles go out. And I was hoping he would start to try to light them back on. But then after that, they fight for a little bit. The mom gets hit against the wall. I thought she got possessed for a second because she wasn't getting up, but she just kind of got hit in the head. And then when it's just the kids and the guy, the kids are crawling away and they're looking at the guy for help, and he just kind of steps off. I'm oh my gosh, is he bad, or is he the husband of Llorona, or the cousin of, or something like that?
I seriously thought he was another demon.
But then he kind of was doing that just to get them.
The worst.
Well, it was kind of a stupid idea of it, just to kind of get her to off, or to not be focused on him, but to be focused on the kids. Because then he comes in, saves the guy or the kid or the girl, and hits her in the face with the liquid. We did a cool scene where he popped the bottle off and whipped it in her face. And then once she was outside, then he they had shown they were putting these seeds of this tree that was near where she drowned her kids. So that's why it had power over
her. Over her and poison.
So, and he put it by the door, and then instead of the demon's right there, he could finish her off, and he just slams the door shut in her face, and he says she'll never be able to cross these seeds. And he's but she'll do everything she can to get back into this house. Meaning, all they did was just get her out of the house, which is kind of a funny scene to us. And this is where the craziness I guess the craziness started before but this is when the stupidness comes into play, because, first of all, okay, she's trying to get into the house, which, it doesn't matter if the door's open, she can't cross the seeds. So, doors are opening, windows are opening, they're running around the house to shut them. But then, didn't you realize this? When they're running around, they're yelling, close this, close that! And then the little girl stays right there. And then it's just dead silent.
I know.
Are they just,
I realized
Are
that.
they like? I thought they were like down in the basement. What are they doing?
It's like from here to there. It's like you can hear the door right there.
So the little girl looks outside and sees her doll on the flipping porch, and everyone in our theater is like, duh, like when she opened the door.
That's a facepalm moment.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a moment that I feel like they could have done something else to get her to go outside, or maybe like have Llorona like shape shift into her mom, so like come outside. That'd be still kind of be stupid, but then she tries to reach out. She grabs the doll. And you think she's gonna get grabbed, and she actually doesn't. But then she's like, "Mom, I got my doll," and goes, and then like
and wipes all the seeds.
Yeah, all the seeds, and then the mom's like, "No!" And then this is the shot of the movie.
My.
The little girl goes, just flies. I mean, it's the fastest floating I've ever seen.
And flies like literally almost light speed out the door.
It was, if I, like I just said, we're gonna go back. I think I'm gonna go back to see this film again, just to film this scene.
But I think you're gonna need like a next level slow mo camera to even catch her in slow mo.
It's faster than
like one frame. She'll go from there to out the door.
Yeah, it's faster than the creatures in A Quiet Place. And then after that, it really just goes into the final scene. Anox the Moon comes back. And it's kind of what you were talking about. She comes in. She wants to kill her, the girls, the mom's girls, the girl and the boy, because she thought she was still mad at her for her kids getting killed, and she has a gun and she's like, "You don't want to do this." And then Anox the Moon shoots the guy, and you think he's dead.
Stop him.
And then after that, Llorona comes back in, kicks the mom down the stairs, and locks her down there in the basement. And Llorona goes after the kids, and the kids get up in the attic, and then she's going kind of like one-on-one or one-on-two with those kids upstairs in the attic, and it's a really cool scene.
No, that was definitely.
She shows the neck, or the little boy shows the necklace as she's like closing in on him.
Before that, when they get in the attic, which was pretty stupid.
Well, that was cool when it was closing.
Yeah, it was so stupid to think that would stop her from getting up there, but it was a really cool scene where he's trying to close the thing and you see her underneath. That was creepy, but...
That's good because she was walking. She didn't have to be sprinting or floating around doing CGI stuff. Just have her simply walking, just like the nun. One of the scariest shots of the nun ever in this universe, in my opinion, was the shot of her down the hallway. Then finally, this is kind of the end. Upstairs, Llorona's just going after the kids, and this is kind of the same time when Anox the Moon comes around and she feels bad for the mom and helps her out. She says, go help him." And then the guy gets up too, and he's like, ugh. And then they're both going upstairs. But then this is a really cool moment where the little boy is holding her necklace, and for a second, I thought maybe they were gonna have, because the Llorona goes back to her pretty self from when she was a real human. And I thought for a second maybe she got possessed or something. Yeah. And she was gonna be like, "Thank you for this necklace. This is freeing me from this demonic spirit." But then she was just doing that just to get them to be relaxed. As you saw in the reflection of the mirror, she turned back to the demon.
But did she turn back because of the mirror? It was really weird.
They definitely, for a second, like, are they really gonna make her not bad or say that like a demon did this and not her? But they didn't. They still just said she was bad.
She only turned back though because of the mirror. It was really weird because you saw the face in the mirror when the curtain fell off the mirror. She only turned into that because of the mirror. The kid accidentally pulled that down. So what do you think that's about?
I still think that if they were going to make it out to be that she was good and a demon still possessed her, that they would have made that more obvious. She's still bad.
She is the bad thing.
Yeah. I thought they were going to come around with her, but they didn't. She was just trying to fool them. And that's when the mom of the kids comes upstairs and the guy, and the final showdown happens. The kids run to the mom, and Llorona stands up. The guy runs at Llorona. I might film this too.
First, there's a boss shot, like where all the drawers and stuff clear out, and Llorona's just standing there. That's a pretty awesome shot.
Was that after the kids run to her? Or that's actually before she walks to the kids. Yeah.
That's an awesome shot.
But then, and then she starts to walk towards them, and then the guy runs at her with the cross, and then he gets hit back, and then he kicks the cross to the mom, and she stabs Llorona in the heart, and she dies. We actually have a chance. We can defeat the thing. Like obviously, just the nun disappeared and went to the other dimension. They can always come back. You can never kill these things, really.
Oh, yeah.
But in this movie, they killed the demon. They killed the demon in Conjuring 2, and they killed the demon in this film, The Curse of Llorona. So there's no end credit scene. There isn't. If you do stick around for the end, you do hear a slight. You hear Llorona crying right, really close, and then you just hear like. But you do hear it's not. There's no scene, but right when the credits are ending, you hear a slight crying of Llorona, which is teasing like just like Michael and Halloween. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
So that was, I think we've hit about everything, and it's a really short film, really, if you think about it.
It felt like a great adventure.
Yeah, it was a fun adventure. I love the team at the end. It wasn't really a team, but I love.
We need to recruit him into the main freaking army.
If you guys, whoever's in charge of these movies, if you could please, I want two things in this universe. I want Ed and Lorraine Warren to team up with this guy that was in, I'll figure out his name eventually, in this film, who was the guy helping him at the end. They can team up and take on the Ram, the Nun, and the Crooked Man all at once, and well, the Ram race, the Ram. That's what I want to see. Yeah, so thanks for watching this spoilers discussion of The Curse of La Llorona. We both really enjoyed this film. We both gave it 8s out of 10. Our sister gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, if you're ever going to go to a horror movie, this is better than just those, like, the Slender Man or, like, just these awful ones. Yeah. Like, it's not like a Final Destination. Like, this is, you can invest yourself in this movie and at least have some good of a time.
And we're not saying this is, and like we just said, we're gonna do a separate video showing our top list of this rankings of this universe. And this isn't on the level of a Conjuring or Conjuring 2 or Annabelle Creation, but it's better than The Nun. It's better than Annabelle, and I think it's a solid horror film, especially in this universe. So
really line it up with that. If you didn't like The Nun, or if you thought The Nun was fine,
you're gonna like this film. And if you didn't like The Nun, I think you'll like this one a little bit better. But you may not like it still, but yeah. So thanks for watching this spoilers discussion of The Curse of La Llorona. Let us know if we forgot to talk about anything in the spoilers, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.